Okay, good morning. I'd say, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we've got all gents for this session. Welcome to First Class Service to the Cloud. For this morning, I'll be Captain Moyse. Normally, I'm a Channel Director for Webroot. For your pre-flight briefing, we're going to cover a lot of ground in the next 10 minutes. How can we give you a first-class experience for economy pricing? How can we give your passengers on your network more protection on email and web? From Webroot's perspective, how do we give you more security in a simpler way and a more cost-effective way? So, what percentage of companies still get infected by viruses? And you will have to shout, because I've got an advantage. Everyone? 100? 80? Okay, so 60 to 70%, two recent studies showed us still getting infected. The problem hasn't gone away. What percentage of emails at work do you think are non-business related? How many? 98. There's a lot of expectation here that it's higher, and I saw a lot of smiles. Recently, the study from IDC said 40% plus, but that's a huge amount of email. What about the percentage of internet at work that is non-work related? What are users doing? It's only going to be the people at the front that help me. Okay, so 30 to 40%. And the final question, how many minutes a day do you think users on average spend at work on social networking sites? Think like Facebook. 60, that's close enough, 50 minutes. So you start to see some of the problems that we face in business today. Threats are soaring. We've seen more malware on the internet in the last 18 months than in the last 18 years combined. And that comes across, I'm sure if you walk around, other vendors will validate the same sort of statistics. It has been a huge increase. And a study that's just come out surveying end users such as yourselves showed that 46% of the respondents had experienced an increase in malware incident. The critical thing there being incidents. It had an effect on the business. We're even seeing increases in spam complaints from users again. It's not gone away, it's getting through, it's seeping through the existing services and solutions. More complex than that is spyware. Spyware is going to hide itself. Spam and viruses, you're going to notice them and know there's a problem you need to fix. Spyware's job is to hide itself and become undetectable and stay there as long as it possibly can. Gartner's statistics report that around 85% of spyware comes off websites. That is the deployment method. So how do you protect your users, your passengers better? How many of you are on any of these sort of social networking sites and will admit it? Okay, so we're focusing on Facebook. Facebook valued at $4 billion. And to put that in context, General Motors is valued at $2.5 billion. Facebook added 25 million new users last month. So you can start to see the threat in the business. Now the real challenge with these sites is that your passengers, your users, aren't just sitting on the plane, they're actually flying it. They're creating the content on those websites. So it's a lot more dangerous than a flat website they might be accessing. And the real challenge, I don't know if you're aware of this, there are a lot of social networking sites. How many of you use notebooks in your business? Mobile PCs? Okay, they're cheaper these days, more productive for the users, but of course that introduces new problems. Users roaming are 5 times more likely to visit inappropriate websites, to download music, to play internet games, than when they're on the corporate network. Out of sight, out of mind. Mobile users only load their VPN 17% of the time. So that means the rest of the time they're accessing the internet directly and unprotected. They're not even coming through your corporate network. So that brings us on to software as a service. No software, no hardware. It's a different form factor for delivering web and email security. It gives you more protection and more function for reduced operating cost. So we're giving you big company function resilience for small company budget. But it's very easy to try it, to use it, very easy to deploy, even in large dispersed organizations. So give an example here. Email filtering traditionally would have been done on a PC with a piece of software installed. Emails would come from the internet, would be delivered if they were clean through that filter to your users, and if they were perhaps spam or virus, malware infected, they would be quarantined locally on your network by that product. So you're running your own filtration. You've got to do the updates, you've got to do the backups. It's your problem to keep the resilience of that device. Of course, a little bit better is an appliance. The software and hardware comes together, so there is compatibility sorted for you. The same thing happens, email is delivered clean or quarantined, dependent on the content of the mail. Now, how many of you have had a car breakdown or a phone break or a hairdryer break? Someone must have. Okay. So, same thing can happen in your network. What if an appliance should break? It's hardware. Email would either be rejected, or you might decide, well, users have got to get their email, we'll let it through unfiltered. I would suggest neither would be acceptable to the business. So traditionally what you'll do is have a backup. So should the primary device fail, there's another one to back up. We could argue, however, in this situation, that at this point, what's the backup for this device while this one's being repaired or replaced? So you could go as far as to say you need a backup for that. It just gets messy and it gets expensive and complex to maintain this yourself. If you use software as a service, you move away from having hardware on the network. You run and use the infrastructure we have in global data centers, and you filter your email in the same way we deliver clean email or quarantine bad email. You retain full control, just like you're running on your network through a web browser. So it's no different in effect, apart from you don't have to worry about the resilience and managing upgrades and the boxes, and you get a lot more function and protection for your money. Now, if we move on to the web, typically a bit of software on a PC on your network, or today you'd also be appliance. For this example, we'll work with a bit of software. You've got a server installed to be your web filtering box. Of course, you need two. Should the first one fail, your web filtering can't happen for users securely. And the network connection, the users will be going through that web filter to access the internet to ensure they're protected. Mobile users are going to have to connect back to the corporate network to be filtered. So this brings us back to what we were talking about. If they're not connected back to the corporate network, they have open access to the internet and all the threats out there, which is really chaining the notebook user back to a VPN connection to be able to get to the internet. And quite often we see the web browser interface is the backup plan if you can't get to the VPN in your email system. So, with SaaS, you don't have those boxes on your network, you don't have multiple internet breakout points at different offices. You simply plug in to our data centers around the globe, whether it be your network or your mobile user. So you get more function and protection and a much easier way to manage multiple offices, mobile users, etc. So what does SaaS give you? It reduces your operating cost, it gives you a lot more protection and function for your money. We also give you guarantees of quality, SLAs, service level agreements. You're buying into a service. You can see two examples here of showing from independent organisations that SaaS is a cheaper form factor than managing your own filtration. So why fly with Webroot? We have over 3 million end users worldwide. We're a financially strong and profitable vendor. Again, in today's market, an important consideration if you're using someone for quality of service. We win a lot of awards. Most recently, we won Messaging Product of the Year 2009 in the UK. We're on the Gartner quadrants, both for email and web. We're backed, and we back you with a global team of security experts. We have over a 12-year pedigree in global security protection for customers. And we hopefully will prove to you we deliver you more function and protection than comparable solutions available to you. We have a lot of frequent flyers, a lot of customers of ours shown here. We have customers from 10 users up to over 100,000 users, from one site to multiple globally deployed sites. People like the Premier League, the Football League, the Law Society of Scotland, educational customers. We pretty much work for any type of business. Everyone needs access to the internet. So that concludes the pre-flight briefing. If you would like to complete your opportunity to win first-class flight, you need to attend the flight, which is a short demonstration of 5 minutes at one of the pods around the corner. You can attend that now or at any point during the day to get that final stamp. We also offer free full flights on either our email or web service. So if any of you would like to trial those services, fully functional, using your own email or web traffic in your business, we offer that free of charge. Thank you very much for your time. Hope to see some of you back here for happy hour at 4 o'clock today. Thank you.